Good morning, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Who knows where I'll put the video. Happy Friday and happy full moon. Yesterday was the full moon, but oh, what an interesting energy we have been in. So today is Friday, and Friday is governed by Venus, and Venus is currently at 21 degrees of Gemini. And Venus in Gemini is a very excited and curious and open-hearted and fun and explorative and creative and social energy, which is great. But under the Scorpio experience, which is about death and transformation and sex, it can be cool. It can be good. It can be this energy that is, for lack of a better word, like hookup-ish kind of energy, right? So the Scorpio energy definitely drives your sexual desire. One of my clients texted me this morning saying, "What's going on with me? What's going on with my sexual? Like my sexual energy is off the chain." And that's Scorpio. It totally makes you want to do it. Makes you want to do it, and that's normal. That's nothing unusual. But our sexual energy is also our spiritual energy. Our sexual energy is also our creative energy. So those things are all the same. So the thing that's most important about Venus right now is that Venus is about to go retrograde on May 13th. And Venus retrograde is this opportunity for us to change our coding around the way we relate, how we think about relating. And so this is a tricky kind of an energy, because here's the thing. In this Me Too era, in the era of COVID, like, we're clear that relationships are changing. I have been seeing, like, a lot of the young people that I'm coaching, they're open, they're polyamorous. I know people who are bisexual and open with it. Like, relationships are changing. People are getting married later. People are not getting married at all. I know women who don't want to have children. Like, there's so many opportunities and ways to do relating that weren't available when I was young. When I was young, you had to grow up. It was like, grow up, go to college, get married, and have children. That's what we were taught. That's what my grandmother instilled within me, from this very Christian way of thinking. Like, I was told that if I had sex before marriage, it was a sin. It's like, that's hilarious. And I believed it. That's what's like, I actually believed it, and I didn't understand it in the way that it really has value, in the way that I would teach it today. So I wouldn't tell someone that to have sex outside of marriage is a sin. I would tell someone to have sex where you don't know, where you're not understanding the connection you have to a person, where you're not understanding that the energetic exchange that you are making with that person is going to impact you and impact them as well. Like, sex is not something that is as frivolous as maybe we like to think it is, but it also isn't sinful when it's outside of the confines of marriage in the Western construct, like that certificate that you get. So we are shifting the way we relate. And this is why I'm offering this Venus retrograde class at this time, because all of our old structures are coming down. You've been hearing me say that. Our constructs are coming down. We've been in the era of Me Too, the COVID. Now, just there's so many new ways to look at relating. And I had this incredible conversation with a really close friend of mine the other day, and I was saying to them that I would like to have, like 3 partners. And it doesn't mean that I want to have sex with all of these people, but I know, like, my moon is in Gemini. So I need a lot of connection. I need to connect with people who give me a varied perspective and experience of the world. And so what I've had to do was really get clear about who I am, what I need. And now I'm asking myself, how can I actually create that, and having the courage to ask for what I want, to to own it within myself, and then to know that this is what I need in order to feel like myself, to feel like I'm on purpose, like my energy is being utilized in the way that actually is good for me and serves others. And so, it's important for us to think about why we do what we do and why we want what we want. I remember when I was separating from my son's father and we were married for 7 years, I started asking myself immediately, like, why marriage? Why do I want marriage? What is this thing for me? And why monogamy? And, who told me that monogamy was right? And who told me that this is what I need to do in order to be happy? I just started questioning everything for the purpose of understanding myself and how I fit within the institutions that we have been socialized within, so that I could decide if this is me or if this is something I've been given, and does it really work for me? Is it really my source of happiness, or am I just doing what I've been told to do? And so this is this opportunity to work with Venus and get curious about who you are, what's really true for you. And then, I have to say, undoing a lot of these patterns are really challenging, because as a woman, I believed that there was no man out there who would be okay with me being connected emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and possibly sexually to other men. I believed that was unheard of and that I would not be able to find someone, but that I would not be able to find someone who would create the safe space for me to be that. But that's absolutely not true. There are men who are willing to do it, who enjoy it, who want to see women in their pleasure and joy and happiness, and who are not trying to own them and confine them. And so now I'm seeing, like, oh, this is who I am. But I had to do the work. I had to do the work on my belief systems. I had to do the work on my self-worth and my self-value. I had to do the work so that I could give myself the permission to be true to who I am. So I encourage you to join my Venus Retrograde course. It's amazing. It's an amazing course. It's so good. Like, I'm going to be offering these courses a lot. And so, like I said, Karamu Kush is going to be coming to speak. We're going to be doing a conversation next Friday live, but it will be recorded. And we're going to be talking about this, modern love, and how we can begin to open our hearts to new ways of connecting and dealing with our own fears and our own trauma, so that we can trust, so that we can forgive, so that we can move past our brokenheartedness, our shame, our self-annihilating feelings, what our parents taught us, our karma, and really open up into relating and loving in the way that really works for us. So with that, yesterday I told you guys about the spearmint tea. And one of the things that I've been doing lately is studying herbs. And I was looking up spearmint, and spearmint is a Venus-governed herb, and it incites lust. Who knew, right? Not that I need any of that in my life, because I find lust to be distracting. I don't know if you're one of those kind of women, but there was a time in my life when I would connect with somebody sexually for the first time, I would lose a year of my life, literally. Like, I would become enthralled with someone. And so I have rules now. If I'm starting to date somebody new for a while, in the early stages, I will say, okay, after I connect with them, first of all, I take my time, because no diving in head first. No, none of that. No more of those. No more. I've learned my lesson on that. But once I allow myself to connect with somebody sexually, 3 days of no talking, 3 days of no connecting, so that I can regroup, so that I can bring myself back to myself. Because I bond really quickly and always have. And this is the only way for me to keep my power and not get totally sucked in. And I could connect with somebody and like be at work and can't think about anything but them, can't feel anything but them, can't smell it, but like it's just crazy, right? And then I'm like, oh my god, they're the one, we should get married. Because I can't get it's so insane. So ladies, I know some of you know what I mean, and some of you men might have that stuff going on too. But nonetheless, here's the thing, it's very important. I want you guys to come and work with me and study so that you can learn how to use the herbs and the moon and heal yourself, because we have been conditioned in ways that our energy and our frequency and our power sources are misaligned through belief systems that are just inaccurate. Like one of my major ones was when I realized that I really believed that Eve came from Adam's rib, and how that felt inside of my life and inside of my body. It made me feel powerless. And we don't understand that the things that we believe inform our actions, inform how we show up in the world. And so it's important for you to discover your belief systems, because your belief systems will hold you prisoner. So with that, the new moon cycle will start on the 14th. We're going to be doing a live free course tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to introduce the new cycle. The new moon is going to be in Gemini, and it's going to be in alignment with this Venus in retrograde. And so I encourage you all to send me a private message. I'll put up the flyers, and then and maybe I'll put a link in my link tree for this, but I'll do another message for this, another video to explain the course for tomorrow and how it's going to lead into the Gemini new moon cycle, and how you guys can all join. And the first month is $20.20. Okay, I think I've said everything. Happy Venus Day. Oh, the moon is in Sag. Totally. So the moon in Sag is about your truth, really understanding your truth. So with Venus, about being in the relationship sector, and then Sag moon, it's like really your truth, like you having the power to live your truth, unapologetic, uncompromising, your truth. What is it? How does your heart work? What do you want? How do you love? What do you need? Where are you shrinking back? Where are you acting like, you're too small or playing small? Stop that shit. All right. Bye. I'm the Moon Mama. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.